Hey, Steve Petrato here with Horizon Hobby, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how to set up your Spectrum DX6i radio with your Blade 350 QX3 and 350 QX3 AP combo. Keep in mind this is a little different programming than the QX2 AP combo, but all the flight control stuff should still work. Alright, let's get started. First thing I'm going to do is turn on the radio, of course, and I want to make sure that I'm on a model that I'm ready to adjust with the DX6i. Of course, I have model 4 here. If you need to adjust that, of course you can hit your roller here. You can scroll down to model select and pick a different model by adjusting it there. So we just have number 4 there. We're going to select that and it'll download and it will be ready. Alright, once we have that, I'm just going to go ahead and clear out this model just in case I had anything else on there. So I need to turn the radio off and hold down the roller and turn the radio back on. That's going to get me into the setup list here. Then we're going to go to the copy reset list, and we're going to just hit reset. And we'll say, are you sure? Yes, I am. So highlight that, press the roller. It'll beep 3 times, and that's how you know it's reset. Hit the list, go back to list, oops. And now we're going to go and start adjusting things. Okay. So of course you can set up your name, your model name if you want. We're going to skip that, of course. And we're going to go into the reversing. So we just go to reverse here. Click that. Now we want to make sure that our gear channel is reversed. Scroll all the way down to gear, click once, scroll to the right, click again, and now you'll see an R in place of that N for normal. So you want to make sure that gear is reversed. All the others are normal, so we shouldn't have to adjust anything else. Alright. Now we're going to go to throttle cut, because that's very important too, to be able to stop the motors. Right now it's inhibited. It's that INH here, so we're going to scroll down to that, click again, and then we're going to roll to active. Okay, now we're done with that. Go back to list. Now if you want, you can set your timer by going to timer and adjusting it here. We're going to skip that for now. It's pretty easy. You can set it however long you'd like to fly for. Usually about 10 to 15 minutes is good. Alright, so once we've done that, we can go to main and we can jump into the normal model setup. Now remember, I picked an airplane model here. You don't want to use a helicopter model. That will not give you the same effect. They won't work at all. So what we're going to do now is go to the setup features. So we want to go to travel adjust first, and we're going to adjust our flap positions here. This is basically our endpoints. So the flap in the up position is going to be 120. All right, so we'll adjust that to 120, and we're going to want that there. We select that. Now what I need to do is actually flip my flap switch, which is this guy, down, and now you see that the arrow is pointing down. That's just how you adjust that, and really don't have to adjust this, but we just want to make sure that this down is in 100, so that you shouldn't have to adjust. All right, so now we can highlight, we can confirm that. Oops, confirm that, and now we want to go back to the list here, and we want to go to subtrim. Only thing we need to adjust in subtrim is throttle, so we can go up to 10. That's what the manual suggests. Oops, we want that at 10. We're done with the subtrim. We can go back to list. Now we want to actually set up our flaps menu, but this is really just for the gimbal control. It's not really flaps, of course. So we're going to adjust the normal to 100. Oops, so we'll select that 0, scroll all the way to 100 in the high position. And then we want, of course, our lower position also 100. Okay, once that's set to 100, you're done with the flap setup. And now we want to go to mix. So back to list and down to mix 1. So next menu down, click that. You want to, of course, see what it says inhibited now. We want to select that and we want to make it active. And it's going to open this screen for you. And we want to make the first one gear. So that's going to scroll to the right until we see gear. And then we're going to scroll right again, and we want gear again, because this is a gear-to-gear mix. This is what's going to help us get all 3 flight modes, or smart mode, AP mode, and return home. Because the DX6 doesn't have 3 position switches, we have to do this kind of mix. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to get all the positions. Now we leave the rate there, and we want the rate to be -60 on the D side. Okay, once we get there, we go to the up side, And we want to select that as being 0. Just want to make sure it's 0. It is now 0. We all want the switch to be, I think we want to put it on elevator dual rate, and that will make it'll make this switch right here the ability to select a different flight mode. So we want that to be elevator dual rate. You can select another one, but let's just stick with what the manual says. And we don't need any trim in the model, so we're done here. Again, go back to list, and that is everything you need to do. All right, so we can clear out of that and go to the main menu. The important thing to remember is that the DX6i, there isn't a knob either to adjust gimbal, so it's just like the original stock radio. What you'll do is you will have your flight mode switch here, which will adjust smart mode and return home. If you want to get to AP mode, you'll flip elevator dual rate down independently of the top switch. So if you want AP mode, this is your AP mode switch on the front of the radio, and this is your smart mode return home switch. And if at any time you do flip that down, you're going to get return home regardless of what position these two are in. If you want to adjust your gimbal, the important thing to remember is on flap, we set up the flap. Up is in the no adjustment, down, and then you use your throttle stick to adjust gimbal. So it'll work on the bench or in the air. Remember, on the bench it'll be unlimited amount of time to adjust the gimbal. In the air it's about 3 to 5 seconds of adjustment as that switches down. Then it will go right back to throttle control. So that's just your gimbal control switch. That's pretty much everything you need to know for your Spectrum DX6i. I hope this video helps, guys. Please check us out online at bladehelis.com or bladequad.com, and of course on facebook.com/bladehelis. Thanks.